I did a very not good thing and, cheat a few times on my girlfriend.
How are you going to give that balance to your kids so they don't turn out cocky for achievement? Because that's the worst.
I'll smack them.
Being cocky for the achievements of their parents.
Bro, I have no issue saying I will hit my son.
Oh man.
My daughter never. I'll beat the shit out of my kid.
Yeah.
Or I'll get someone to do it.
You've probably seen Iman Gadzhi pop up on your Twitter feed with some life-changing financial advice or some questionable red pill takes depending on the multimillionaire's mood for the day. Today, Iman Gadzhi is known for his hot-headed takes on social media and his agency empire earning him millions. But Iman wasn't born with the crown of YouTube and entrepreneurship on his head. Like everyone else, he had to see his fair share of troubles. Just how did he get to where he is today? And why do people hate him? Here's the absolute truth about the man behind the world's largest education company for agency owners.
So in this video, I'm going to explain the story of how I made $24.5 million by the age of 22. And most importantly, answer the question, did it even me happy?
Before Iman was on YouTube breaking records and headlining news articles, he was just another boy in a little town in southern Russia called Dagestan. He was born to a single mother and an abusive alcoholic father who left him long before he was born. Iman's earlier life was a stark contrast to the riches he enjoys today. He lived in the post-Soviet Union in poverty, with his mother working 3 jobs to make ends meet. However, all that changed when his mom announced that they're shifting to London. It wasn't just a change of scenery for a young Iman, but a change of fortune as well. He was going to an elite private school and living the best life. However, this too proved to be a short-lived utopia, as he and his mother were plunged back into poverty as his stepdad cut him off. Forced by circumstances, a 14-year-old Iman had to bear the burden of earning for himself and his family. He had to abandon his dreams of becoming a footballer as he took to Instagram to buy and sell accounts. However, his business endeavors didn't last long as he lost all of his earnings by investing in the wrong account. Later on, Iman went on to study personal training manuals and then trained his friends. He was a fitness freak, so it worked out well. At the same time, he got a job managing the socials for a football club. This was a turning point for Iman as he had zero idea that he could charge companies to manage their social media. He landed his first client agency at £300 per month 7 months later before he landed his next client. These 7 months proved to be worth the wait as he was able to land a job at a company called A Fleet, making £1,000 a month. He wrote the proposal in class. In no time, the young businessman was working with 3 clients, making £4,150 per month while he was in high school. Interestingly, 3 weeks before signing A Fleet, Iman had promised himself that if he made enough money to cover overheads plus rent, he would drop out of high school. And guess what? He did.
So, I'm a 17-year-old high school dropout.
Surprisingly, life had more good things planned for Iman as he landed more clients after dropping out: Turo Systems and Zebra Fuel. He was making 6 figures and had nothing to worry about. That is until he started losing clients. With no way of proving ROI, Iman was forced to sell Facebook ad services, but no luck. Of course, he didn't give up. He got coaching and bought himself courses. He wasn't about to let all his hard work down the drain. It was during these times that Iman discovered Expedia. With their $10 billion revenue, it was clear that the company was onto something. Impressed, Iman had found the solution to their problems. He realized he didn't really have to deliver the Facebook ad services himself. All he had to do was to get someone else to deliver and take the back seat while raking in the profits. With his newfound success, Iman was certainly in the spotlight. Naturally, a YouTube subscriber reached out asking him what he would charge per hour to teach him everything about his business. That same subscriber went on to land his first $1,500 per month client 2 hours after the session, leaving Gadzhi with a brand new business idea. He decided to start an agency, one that would focus on teaching others. But since Iman couldn't dedicate the hours to teach everyone who came his way, he did something better. As a show of brilliant innovation, Iman came out with the 6-figure SMA on February 1st, 2018, which, by the way, turned out to be an immense success. With this success, he quickly realized that a lot of the issues these days could be solved with the right education. And so Iman found his new purpose in life. The British entrepreneur was going to build online courses and revolutionize education through e-learning. Iman came out with GrowYourAgency.com in 2019. Today, Iman's agency has one mission, and that is to reform the education system by bringing the best online programs to the people. Surprisingly, Iman has been able to cement himself in the industry. He's not labeled as a scam and brushed off. Although expensive, the course is comprehensive. Not to mention that the 22-year-old makes for a competent tutor, given the fact that he has his own agency, IAG Media. Even with all this success, Iman's head isn't in the clouds. He isn't out there boasting of his intellect, but rather keeps on a humble demeanor. You'll often find him on podcasts telling people that he's not that smart. In an interview with Daniel Miranda, the young businessman revealed that he thinks a little less of himself with each passing year.
I told my first ever girlfriend, I'm like, you'll never be as important to me as my business or my work. I didn't even have business at that time, So.
However, Iman isn't exactly loved by the masses for his work on Grow Your Agency. In fact, he has a long line of haters, and it's all because of some of his more controversial opinions. For one, Iman hates modern feminism. He once tweeted, "Modern feminism teaches women to hate men. Women hate women that are proud to be women. It makes men ashamed to be men. It's a real shame to see something that was initially pure turned so cancerous." He also thinks that men and women can only be friends under certain conditions. What's more, the digital marketing agency Guru thinks sloppy drunkenness is the biggest red flag with a girl.
Sloppiness. European girls aren't sloppy in the way American girls are. For me, the one thing I cannot stand is sloppy girls.
Adding to his opinions on women, Iman thinks that any woman younger than 22 is simply annoying.
When you get married in your late 30s, how old is your wife going to be?
Probably 28.
28.
Yeah, for me, girls, even at this stage, like girls who are younger than 22 are just fucking annoying, man. Just very annoying, right? So like for me, the perfect age usually these days is between 24 to 26. I will say once a girl gets to like 25, there's not too much of a difference between a girl who's 25 compared to like 30. Like that age, whereas you compare a girl who's 21 to 25, totally different story.
Right.
In an interview with Sebastian Georgiou, the entrepreneur talked about how he doesn't see himself staying faithful in a 4 or 5 year old relationship. It's because he thinks men age like fine wine and hit their peak in their 30s. He also added that the girls he got now were far better than the girls he got in his earlier years. As far as Iman's politics is concerned, he seems to fall somewhere on the conservative scale. The young entrepreneur seemed to be especially against birth control, even using the words demonic, satanic, vile, while referring to contraception in one of his Instagram stories. On that note, he isn't pro-vaccine either. He doesn't think there's a need for a child to get vaccine for syphilis at the age of 2.
In the caveman, people used to have so much more testosterone, didn't they?
Of
They were
course,
different
but
people.
but what do you expect when a child is born and immediately there's 18 different needles stuck in them? I'm not anti-vax, I'm anti-stupidity. So if you can show me why a kid needs a vaccine for syphilis, if you can show me good reasoning why that's necessary at the age of 2, I'm for it. But unless you can show me that, then yeah, I'm anti-stupidity.
Iman also thinks that the way to break a society is to make men weak, which is what today's teachings are doing, telling people that porn is healthy.
They want men to be weak because here's why. Like if you want to break a society, the first thing that you do is you make the men weak. And the other thing that you do is you over-sexualize society. And they've done this on purpose. That's why like in schools, they'll be like, porn is healthy. It's normal to watch porn, right? Like, masturbate as much as you can. Okay, cool. So you're going to lower your testosterone. And the most important thing is you are going to bring about a feeling of shame. And on the spectrum of emotion, shame is the worst thing you can feel. Guilt is above shame because shame means fundamentally I'm a bad person.
Putting all those opinions aside, the most shocking thing Iman might have said to date is that money doesn't exist. In one tweet, the 22-year-old tweeted, "Money is fake. They print it out of thin air and you still don't have any. What's your excuse going to be this time? Get to work." If there's one thing for sure, it's that the man doesn't slow down, and he doesn't think kind of people who do. He thinks that 98% of people who claim to be depressed aren't really depressed. They're just addicted to fast food, video games, and porn. They don't get sunlight, don't sleep properly, and never exercise. His advice to these folks is to fix your body, and that'll fix your mind. Surprisingly, Iman is a Muslim. He was born to a Muslim family and believes that religious people are ought to be trusted, but he doesn't consider a true Muslim himself. Though he believes in God but not in religion yet, he drinks and eats pork.
How Islamic are you?
Well, not very.
Yeah, you drinking, stuff like that.
drinking.
Haram. I need a haram button.
Yeah, drinking, bro. Coming here because in Dubai you don't really get good bacon.
You eat pork too?
Yeah. It's not good.
But how often do you pray? Do you go to the mosque?
I pray, but I don't go to mosque. So I pray every day. Yeah, and I believe in God. It's just I don't prescribe to religion yet.
Okay.
In an interview with the 3 Muslims, Iman revealed that he has a Quran in his office and a Bible lying around simultaneously. He has studied different texts, including the Kabbalion and philosophies of life. However, Iman fully plans on picking one religion in the future.
I'm a very spiritual person. Well, I say very spiritual, but I've always, my entire life, been open to the spiritual side of things.
What does Iman think of Hustlers University? With all that said, it's not hard to miss that a lot of Iman's opinions sound like that of recent social media sensation Andrew Tate. The young YouTuber also seems to be encountering the same criticism online when it comes to his opinions on women, feminism, mental health, and other political issues. For starters, he thinks that for $49 a month, Hustlers University is providing affordable education to everyone, which is something that falls directly in line with Iman's visions. He also doesn't think that it's a multi-level marketing scheme. He thinks it's a simple affiliate program, which is fine since Amazon has one also. As for what he thinks about Tate getting deplatformed, well, he thinks that it's a disgrace. To no one's surprise, Iman thinks that none of what the former kickboxer said was factually wrong. In another interview, Gadzhi admitted that he agrees with 98% of what Tate has to say.
I agree with, honestly, 98% of what he says.
In reply to a message from a BuzzFeed reporter, the 22-year-old said, Tate is a reflection of people's insecurities, which is why he got deplatformed, not because he broke any rules. He doesn't share Tate's opinions on female friends, though. In a podcast with Phil Reed, Iman revealed that he never packs his own bags, but has his female friend do it.
Dude, I don't pack my own bags. When I go back to Dubai, my best friend, she comes over and she packs my bags. And I know some guys will be like, "Oh, you're a cuck." It's like, well, no. Like I value different things in life. I value my time. I don't value money much because I have a lot of it.
Iman also thinks that when you go out to the club, it's your female friends who are the soldiers, and that splitting the table with 5 guys is a bad idea. Iman seems on the path to greatness with his business, but if he doesn't want to end up shunned like Andrew Tate, he needs to hold back on the red pill takes online. What are your thoughts on Iman's musings? Do you think he's heading for the Andrew Tate route? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys next time.